I think I've built something really cool. Here is a demo.
I'm back. By the way, this video is not about vibe coding or any such thing, right? What I've built is something called Fast-gov-uk. So it's a framework, a toolkit for rapid development of simple gov.uk services using AI. So it does three things at this moment in time. The first one is it's an implementation of the gov.uk design system in pure Python. It's done using something called fast.html. If you don't know about it, look it up. The second thing is that it's got lightweight scaffolding for common service patterns like forms and wizards, also called question pages in gov.uk design system. And finally, all of this is implemented in a way that plays really nicely um, with AI agents, right? Let's look at the code. So let me close this. If you look at the code that is produced um, by the way, I'm using Cloud for the LLM bits. It has two functions. So off the bat, you could see that there is this BMI calculator function that implements the entirety of the wizard, right? Like the bit where you ask the user for the weight and you ask them for the height, all of that is implemented in this function. Off the bat, you can note that this function is incredibly readable. The reason it's readable is because it's declarative. And the reason it's declarative is because all the imperative bits are like the heavy lifting around the state machine of like show them this form and then like if it's valid show them the other form. All of that is being taken care of by the underlying framework, which is Fast-gov-uk. And what that does is, as a developer, you can pop in and say, I want to build a wizard. It's called BMI, and here is the series of questions it should ask. And at the end of it, if everything is valid, I would like you to please chuck the results, chuck the data in a session and redirect to this URL. Right? That's like it is literally that, right? And when you kind of redirect to this URL, like it's the rest of it is Python, right? Like the first thing is that you get the data off the session. In this case, is weight and height. And at this moment in time, what it's doing is trying, like, he's using these numbers to compute the BMI and then determine a category. So if I was reviewing this code, I would probably ask them to chuck this in a different function. The BMI computation should be in a different function. That would make this simpler. But once it's done that, like it is displaying the results, right? And that's I mean, it is imperative. This bit is imperative, but it's fairly readable. I know exactly what it's trying to do. So yeah, I think like it is important to note here, like the reason this works, right? Like you could have conceivably done this without Fast-gov-uk, right? Like you could not use Fast-gov-uk and ask it to implement the BMI service, and conceivably it might have produced something that worked. But the thing that it would have produced would be, I guess, 500 lines of code, not as readable as this, and therefore not auditable. So for GovUK especially, my kind of idea is that we should use AI, but at the end of the day, the code that is produced by AI should still be auditable, right? It should still be reviewable by a person reading the code and saying, oh yeah, like that, I can see why that works, right? Um, and that is the key bit here, right? Like because of the underlying framework, because of the implementation of the design system in Python, because of it kind of provides you with abstractions to build wizards and forms and pages. You're able to get code that looks like this instead of like I guess 500 lines of code vomit that nobody could review. Fast-gov-uk is open source, by the way, so you can pip install it. Um, I think it's fun because if this works, um, it changes how simple GovUK services are built. And it also changes how quickly these services are built. And finally, it changes who gets to build them. Um, really exciting stuff. Um, if you like this video um, or this project, get in touch with me. I can use some help, but also tell me what you want me to build next, and I'll make another video. Until then, thank you for your time and have fun.